been a day. I have had quite the struggle today getting the new camera setup figured out. Thankfully, my dad came to the rescue. Round of applause for amazing dads. When I say I wanted to take my tripod and bust it in half, I literally mean it. I was struggling to get it all set up because have you ever tried to set up a tripod when you're by yourself? So I'd move it, sit down, wouldn't be right. Get up, move it, sit down, wouldn't be right. Went like this for a good solid 30 to 40 minutes. By the end, I was ready to freak out. So thankfully my dad came over and helped me get this set up. I hope it looks okay. I did add a new picture because this blank spot over here was kind of bothering me. So I hope this is okay. I'm not sure I love it quite yet. I don't know if it's doing good things for my double chin or not, but it is much better than it was. I am very much looking forward to today's video because I have been wanting to test this out for a while. I have been using the Maybelline is this Maybelline? Oh good, it is. Okay. I have been using this Maybelline SuperStay powder foundation consistently for many weeks now, but just using it to set the under eyes after I conceal. I really want to test this out as an all-over powder foundation using the new Real Techniques powder sponge. I'm very curious about it. I've been playing with this for a while and I don't know how I'm feeling about this one. So if you want to see me try this out, I don't know what's going on with my hands right now, but if you want to see me try this out, then just keep watching. This is all I have left of my coffee because that's what kind of day I'm having. So I'm going to use the Touch in Sol I can never say this. No Pore Blem, but this is the Prime Essence. It does have flower extract in it, and it's just going to give me a nice drink of light hydration and hopefully smooth some of this business right here. Light, almost drinkable hydration. It feels like actual water going on the skin, which seems perfect for under powder. I am using the shade Classic Ivory, and I have been using this a lot. I've already hit pan on it. Wow. That says something. I do want to go in with concealer before I do powder because my under eyes are looking real dark today. This is the Catrice 12-Hour Liquid Camouflage. I am obsessed with this concealer. If you want a concealer that is more skin-like with decent coverage, it's not max coverage, but it's decent. It just melts into the skin. You could throw this on for a no makeup kind of day. It's effortless. I really have been enjoying this. I'm not going to cover my blemishes because I want to see how the powder does. A damp beauty blender. I purchased this a while back. I have been playing with it. This is the Real Techniques new powder sponge. It says you can use it wet or dry. I'm just going to try it wet because I'm very curious if that's going to really amp up the coverage. Quite large when it's damp, and hopefully this doesn't get too messy since I have hit pan. I'm just going to do a real good coat on there, and then I don't know if stippling or dragging is going to be better, so let's just see. Dragging didn't seem to be giving very much coverage. I have used this dry quite a few times, and I really did not love the application. And I feel like you have to use a lot of product. Like even now, I feel like I'm picking up a lot of product, and I'm not getting the coverage that I want. I will say my skin looks very smooth right now. My pores still look pretty visible, and it just gets heavy under the eye. The coverage though, with the second layer is really good. And I feel like with the damp sponge, it's very skin-like a very matte skin day. Ooh, that looks real weird right there. Ooh, that looks weird on my forehead, you guys. Ooh, that has just like stuck to like, I don't know if it's a dry patch or the primer, but that looks extremely nasty right there. That looks so heavy on my skin. Ooh. It was going really well down here, but the forehead looks really strange. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, hopefully. Okay, so this is one side completed. This part looks really nice and very airbrushed. Very airbrushed. The forehead looks real weird. It's super heavy right here and here. I feel like if you had dry skin, I don't think you would probably want to run out and try this anyways, but if you decided to, it could get real cakey on any dry patches you have. The coverage has been decent, but you do need more than one coat to get the right coverage. Okay, you guys, I'm kind of loving how it looks on my cheek area. The cheek area is definitely my struggle areas because I have really large pores, I have acne scars, I have a couple of breakouts right now, and my skin looks so incredibly smooth. I feel like on the viewfinder I'm looking very flawless, and that's how it's looking in person, but it doesn't look cakey besides this one little spot right there. Hopefully setting spray will fix that because everywhere else it does not look cakey at all. Okay, so what I've been doing lately, instead of full bronzer, since I have my winter skin right now, which is pretty darn fair, I've been going in with the Aquasurance powder by JCat and using that to dust all over the skin as a light bronzer because it's just a little bit too deep for me right now. This is in the shade Natural. I could go in with the sponge, but I feel like then I'll start to get real cakey. So I'm going to go in with a dry brush and just warm up the perimeter. And then I do want to do a little bit of bronzer right around my cheekbones to give me a little bit more shape to the face. I'm looking like a pretty blank canvas. I'm looking like a pretty blank canvas right now, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of bronzer. Pardon the mirror again, I keep doing that. I am going to try this sponge on the back side and just see how it goes. I'm going to tap it off a bit because it's very pigmented. Let's just see how it lays down with a sponge. I don't want to get too much. I don't think that's my favorite. It's kind of laying weird, like patchy there. It looks good here, but then it's kind of clung right there. I'm gonna go back with the regular powder side, just kind of blend those two together. Hopefully you can see up there. See how it's just so patchy? Oh no, nope, abort. I am gonna do just a little dot down there. That was fine. For real precise, like nose contour, I think it's fine. For if you want a very diffused, soft bronzer effect that is seamless and not patchy, do not recommend. For the nose though, it did a good job. I like that. Then I don't want to use my favorite blush just in case the dampness kind of messes it up. So let's go in with the Real Her Be Fearless, Be Limitless. This is an oldie, like really old, from BoxyCharm. And I definitely want to try blush with this. So I'm going to go in with Unstoppable on this part. I've put a lot on there. I'm going to kind of pat it out on the back of my hand. Wow, it picked up a lot of blush. That is actually impressive. Look at how much came off on my hand. Oh, there it goes with that whole patchy business again. Oh, wow, okay. That is different, okay. Definitely could blend it out a little bit better than the bronzer, but still very patchy. I'm going to pick some up from the back of my hand and just... I will say I feel like the products are laying nicely over the powder foundation. I just do not... This I feel like is just best for just the blank canvas. Stick to your normal brushes or sponges for the other products. True test, I'm going to go in with Flexitarian from ColourPop on this side here, trying to find a spot that doesn't have any product. We'll see if there's... It's not really gripping anything. I'm going to go in with the spot that had the regular powder and just see. That is not working. So I'm going to go in with my brush. But it is laying beautifully over the SuperStay powder, which is surprising. I didn't know, since this is kind of a cream formula, if it would become patchy or pull up the powder, but it's not. To really make this a little bit more skin-like, it honestly looks very skin-like right now, but I want to amp it up just a bit. That Taylor, which I know she's changed her name, but Taylor Wynn, I'm so used to calling her that Taylor, claims you have to use the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Spray with powder foundation, so that's what I'm going to do. And let's see how it dries down. Now I just want to bring you in really, really close, up close and personal, so you can really see what is going on with the skin situation. So my new camera is 4K, so you should be getting a really realistic look on my skin. Honestly, I think my pores look incredibly smooth. I mean, they're still there. They're always going to be there. But they look very minimalized. They don't look nearly as large, nearly as noticeable. It has really laid on top of my skin very nicely, very skin-like. All the products on top look really good too. I didn't like the application with the sponge for my bronzer or my blush, but the products look nice on top of this powder foundation. Since it's so late in the day, I will not be able to do an all-day wear test for you guys, sadly, because like I said, I got a really late start to filming. It's like 4 o'clock or later now. Yeah, 4:30, and I just finally got my makeup done for the day. But I will check back in with you guys later tonight. It is now 10 minutes to midnight. I have been wearing this for, what, 6 hours, 6.5 hours, something right around there. And I must say, I'm looking a little shiny, okay? And this is in the wintertime when I'm leaning more combo skin instead of purely oily skin. But I did use that dewy setting spray and I have not blotted my skin whatsoever today. Blotting a little bit would bring it down a notch or two, but I actually think it's kind of a pretty amount of glow. It's like a very healthy amount of glow, and it's just worn really well. Sometimes when I start to get more oily in the T-zone like I am now, the makeup really starts to break apart and look kind of cracky, cakey, and I'm not getting that at all. Honestly, like, it looks super smooth. Under my eyes looks really good. It looks a little tiny bit heavy under the eyes, like it looks powdered under the eyes because I don't get any shine up in this area. But it hasn't hardly creased at all, and I get pretty freaking creasy, you guys. Like, my eyes, because when I smile with my eyes. I don't even mean to, but I just always do this. And so I get really creasy throughout the day, and it's not bad at all, honestly. It stayed on really well. This one spot still looks a little bit weird, and I can't decide if that's the powder or if it's something to do with, like, maybe the primer wasn't applied right here, or maybe it clung weirdly to the primer. I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's the only spot that looks really strange. I did wipe my chin really hard earlier when I was eating dinner, and I didn't even think of it until I saw a bunch of makeup come off onto my napkin. So I've definitely lost coverage here. I would definitely consider repurchasing it because I think it's really nice. I think it's really nice. The coverage is nice, the wear is nice, the application is nice. As far as the sponge goes, I wouldn't say don't try it, just don't try it with your bronzer, maybe your blush, but I did not like it for my bronzer application at all. I still don't love how my bronzer looks on my forehead. Today's shout out of the day is, what's that 0 minutes mean?